Can you hear me? Can't hear me? I can't hear you either. Um, it's not muted. Um,
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. Good.
Finally.
Okay.
Good gracious.
Okay, so I'm having bourbon, not yours, of course, but I'm having bourbon. This is a larceny. So
Okay.
tell me why you decided to start Divergents Bourbon.
I was always intrigued with the process of, making liquor. From, seeing my grandfather doing moonshine and, the wines and all that stuff. So as time went on, college and, when I got in the military, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try one day when I get out and have time. And when I just sat back and thought about it, because I actually forgot about it, then I was like, okay, well, it's time for me to do something,
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I don't want to do moonshine because I'm in the South and everybody's doing moonshine.
Okay.
I was like, well, I'm not really a big wine drinker, so I don't want to do a wine just yet.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought about whiskey. I was like, okay, whiskey and bourbon. Then, I did my research. I'm looking like, okay, it's a lot of black-owned whiskeys out here, but
Okay.
not that many black-owned bourbons.
Okay.
And so I just did my research and I just started doing bourbon.
So did you already know how to go through the process of making it, or did you have to learn?
I had to learn. I read about it, but just actually me just doing it, no, I didn't know how. So it was just trial and error,
Mm-hmm.
And then I talked to this gentleman, and he kind of broke it down to me. He was like, hey, I'm gonna tell you what a lot of these big distills are doing. He told me that process, and I took that process and turned it into my own, what I was already doing. So
are you how do is it like, I don't want to say distilling it. I don't know what the term is.
Yeah, distilling, yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Some I
so
distill, but some I already have been. I have 10 barrels that has been aging since 2018.
oh, okay. So where do you keep the barrels? Like, are you in cooperation with like a distillery, or do you have property that you can just do this on your own?
Yeah, I have property where I do this at myself. I have no team. It's just me by myself. I do everything.
Okay, so from start to finish, from the day that you decide I'm gonna make whatever like, do you do flavors, correct?
Yeah, I do infused flavors. Yeah.
Okay, so from the day that you decide I'm gonna make this infused bourbon to the day that it's ready to drink, how long is that process?
Well, that depends because usually the bourbon has already been distilled and made already. All I do is just add the natural flavor from the fruits.
Okay.
Then I go through their process of mixing
Okay.
them and making sure they're balanced out. And I say usually it probably take about a good week before I'm able to send it out or let somebody taste it or whatever. This for me.
Okay. So how long does it take to make the bourbon? Like, how long is that process?
It's not long because like I said, this old man taught me some secrets. He told me some secrets of what they do. So, like I said, these secrets are, yeah. I was like,
secrets.
For real? He was like, yeah. I was like, no, you lying. He was like, no.
And it's and apparently it's working out for you.
Yes.
So what is your goal to be in now? I don't know if y'all have ABC stores where you are or plain liquor stores. So is your goal to be in the ABC stores or the liquor stores, or to open your brick and mortar distillery type of
Eventually. Right now, my focus is more of actually in my city. I'm trying to build a little small distillery where you can come and sample, have a little bar or something like that. Give tours. So.
And what city are you in?
I'm in Byram, Mississippi. It's like right outside of Jackson.
Okay. So now down there, is there a lot of competition for bourbon?
No. I mean, you have your people who drink bourbon, but a lot of people, they own they hear people talk about bourbon all the time. So now they're like, oh, I want to go get some Woodford Reserve, or
okay, right.
They, as in making it, I think I'm the only one in Mississippi that's doing it.
Oh wow, okay.
Because technically, I have been told that I am the first and only Black to make bourbon in Mississippi.
Oh, that's great. That's a great title to have.
That's what I've been told by a couple of people, and and they just stayed behind me, pushed me to get bigger, get well known, and that'd be part of I guess Mississippi Black history, I guess.
Okay, so you've been at this now for about 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So during the pandemic, did you slow down, or did they give you more time?
No, the pandemic. I think
develop.
The pandemic will push me out there more.
Okay.
Because I had a lot of people from Instagram or Facebook, like I would make a post and be like, hey, smoking this cigar and with DiverGents Bourbon, and people was like, what's DiverGents Bourbon? So I'll tell them, how can I get some? How can I order? So I just tell them whatever. So they order, I'll ship it to them, and they tell their friends, because it's like the down south states, our liquor stores were essential. Okay. They didn't close them because they're like, it's dependable. People depend on the liquor.
Right.
And like, I think New York and in Cali and parts of, I want to say Iowa, they shut their liquor stores down. So,
wow.
those people were like, it was crazy. Like, that almost made me want to stop.
Really? Now,
because the demand's so high.
Okay.
And it wasn't like they calling in, ordering one bottle. They ordering like 20 bottles at a time, for friends and family members and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, we got to slow this down because I'm by myself.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you, is it a thought of yours to hire people to help you with the bottling process or the shipping process, or
like right
the type
now,
that you have to have hands on?
My daughter, she helps with the bottling. Like that's it. I just, let her help me with that when I have huge orders. Other than that, I'm pretty much hands on with everything.
So why the name DiverGents?
You know what? Good question. Because at the time of the pandemic when I first started, it was just a diverse of people. I'm just looking at, okay, Mexicans buying it. I had Asians calling, and I'm like, it's just a diverse of people. Like, what was killing me was more women than men.
Oh yeah, because we like to drink.
I'm glad y'all do. I'm glad. But I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I need to come up with a name. I would have come up with a name. And I thought about it for like 3 months. And I was just like, diverse gentlemen. DiverGents. That's why I got the S at the end of DiverGents.
Oh, DiverGents. Okay.
Yeah. So that's, there's just one thing I'm finna run with it. And I'm just start tagging like my name when I make a post or something, DiverGents. Everybody's like, what's DiverGents? Okay.
Right.
So, and it just, people seem to love the name.
Right. So, see, I was thinking it was one word, but actually it's 2 words.
Yeah.
Okay. See, because I know there's a movie or something called
Yes. Yes.
So I was thinking in those terms, but I'm so glad that you explained that because it's diverse gents. Okay. I like that. So because you do shipping out of your orders, what is your biggest seller of your bourbon?
Lately, lately, it has been my strawberry.
Okay.
Lately, but my top sellers would be. Uh, I'm part of a group. I don't know if you're them Grown Ash Cigar Society.
Yes.
So me and the people that own that, we real cool. So I did a bourbon for them, and we called it the Liberation. So the Liberation is a big seller. That's always a hit, no matter where I go. Or people always ask for the Liberation and OG. The OG is my very first one I ever did.
Okay. Okay.
And that's why I didn't even have a name for it. And then my friend was like, man, this OG, this the first one. The OG. So the OG, I would say the OG, the Liberation, the Strawberry, my Mango Pineapple, that's a hit. Um,
So have you ever gotten asked to come up with something for a particular person? Like, like say someone
that's how I got that's
say,
how I got
I
all my
like
flavors.
bourbon, but I like this. Can you make
that's how I got all my infused flavors, because I never thought of these flavors. Somebody asked me. And actually, when I first did my bourbon, my original, I sent it to a friend of mine in DC. She loved it. And she was like, I want to keep that. You can do a mango. Okay, like I tried, and I did it. And it was a hit with her and her friends. And her other friend was like, hey, what about a raspberry? I tried. Give me time. I tried. And most of my infused flavors come from people.
Okay.
Because I mean, I drink it, but I don't drink it like that. I don't drink infused flavors like that.
You like the OG?
I like the OG and the Liberation and the Witch's Brew.
Okay.
The Ellery Reserve. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. So you have like a special one? Is that Ellery Reserve? That's a special one?
Yeah. I named that one after my grandmother.
Okay.
So that was because she was it's sort of like a citrus with a hint of citrus, you think?
Okay.
And so I made a bourbon and just called that one the Ellery Reserve.
Okay.
And I said I wasn't gonna like bring that out, like just have it for just regular sale. I was just gonna do like a seasonal thing with that one. But I mean, from everybody keep asking me, man, you got some Ellery Reserve? You got some of the Ellery? Like, no. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, if it's in hot demand, you got to get the people what they want. Got to get
right.
what they want.
Right. And I just did a maple.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now let me ask you, because you're a cigar smoker, correct?
Correct.
So with your bourbons, have you gone through the process of saying like your reserve that would specifically go for a certain type, like a full bodied or an infused, or like have you paired your cigars or paired a cigar with your bourbons so that then when people order and they say I'm a cigar smoker, this is what I smoke, you can then say I recommend you this?
I mean, yeah, like Grown Ash, they made a cigar for me because my last name is Bully. So if you ever see me on Instagram with in picture or online smoking a cigar called the Bully, that's the cigar they made for me.
Okay.
In turn, they made a cigar for the bourbon called the Liberation. They got the Liberation cigar and the Liberation bourbon.
Okay. Now, okay, so the Bullet cigar, that's only for you, or can other people buy it when they buy that?
Other people can buy it. Yeah, it was just since I made the bourbon. It was an honor. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, you did this for us, so we want to do this for you.
Oh wow. Okay.
See, and so
it's kind of friends.
Huh?
I need those kind of friends.
Right.
But I'm not I'm not I'm a cigar smoker. I wouldn't know anything about a blend, and I drink liquor, but I wouldn't know what to tell you, how to start that process. So do you see yourself at some point doing wines or doing a whiskey or getting, adding to your repertoire of what you do already?
Oh yeah, I'm actually finna get ready to work on a wine. I'm finna do a vodka. I plan on doing a tequila as well,
Oh,
and
okay.
and so
Okay. Well, as soon as you open up your distillery slash tasting room, I'm there. I mean, it would have to be like a whole weekend trip for me because I'm in DC. So Mississippi, I would have to catch a flight.
oh yeah, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Now, how do you go about getting your product into the hands of many that are not on Instagram? Are you doing pop-up events? Are you going to cigar events as a vendor? Like how does that work? Because it is alcohol. So do you have to have licensing every time you go somewhere?
But like pop up shops, like every time it's a pop up shop, I get a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, "Hey, there's a pop up here. We want you there." It ain't like it'd be something like I didn't turn down plenty pop up because I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I
Mm-hmm.
just can't. But yeah, most of the pop up shops I be attending are at cigar lounges.
Okay.
I have done a couple outside of cigar lounges. You know, I done did private events, private tastings. Um, you name it, I probably have done it. I
Okay.
just haven't did like a concert or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just and I know I'm not ready for none of that size or that magnitude because again, I'm by myself.
Okay. So when you're doing these events, it's just you have to set up, you have to break down, you have to sell, you have to stock.
Actually, I
It's
have
just
a
you doing
well,
all of this.
I have a mixologist that works for me,
Okay.
and so he has different um serps.
Mm-hmm.
He big into the natural stuff, so he actually like some of my bourbon he would use it as a base,
Mm-hmm.
to make cocktail drinks.
Okay.
And when he drinks, everybody go crazy.
Okay.
So yeah, I know it be him. I might have somebody with me that just gonna help set up, or just I have another guy. Matter of fact, and actually he's the Virgin's Bourbon DJ, official DJ.
Okay.
Like, just say you want me to come to Cigar Lounge there. Okay. First, I'm gonna ask all the questions. Then I'm be like, hey, what about music? Can I bring my own DJ? You think they'll let me
Mm-hmm.
have my own? You say, yeah, I bring him. He comes with me.
Okay. So now on a weekly basis, how many bottles do you think that you are producing?
Producing,
Yeah.
I would say from Sunday to Sunday, probably 50 to 75.
Okay.
And that,
Is
that's
that
just that's fifths. I'm not even talking about paints.
okay? Okay. So now is that for customers that you already have, or is this just so that you can keep your stock so that you don't
Well, I
have to
I keep a
worry
stock
about whether you have it?
customers because like it could be like a Monday like today, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody gonna call me and be like, "Hey, I need 6 fifths right now."
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got you.
Okay.
And it might be somebody that hit me up like, "Hey, how much your bottles?" I tell them, they send me the money. I go box it up, and then I put it in the mail the next day.
Got you.
You
Okay.
know,
So is there a website? Do they or is this just they got your phone number and they texting you like, hey, I need this?
well, a lot of people it's like Facebook Messenger and Instagram. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a website, and that's a lot. How people try to turn my website into their website.
Right.
They want to have what they want to be shown, but I'm not like that. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
why I say I didn't want no team to shit because if I post pictures of on my website, it's pictures of people that I know who's actually drinking my bourbon, not
Okay.
just because they have something brown in their glass.
Got you.
You know, it's family, it's friends, it's people I done met at a party. You know, we talking, and I know it's my bourbon they drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to put a facade. I'm not trying to put nothing fake up on my page or
Mm-hmm.
my website. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I have
Okay.
somebody else working on my website.
Okay. Okay. So most of the time people can just look on Instagram under DiverGents Bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that the same on Facebook?
Yeah, on my business page on Facebook is DiverGents Homemade Bourbon.
Okay. Okay. DiverGents Homemade Bourbon. That's on Facebook, but on Instagram, it's just DiverGents Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Okay. Because I was confused because when my intern gave me the email, it was from Southern Bourbon. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
But see, that's one I had. That's like when I first started. It was the Virgin Southern Hospitality Bourbon.
Got you. Okay.
Because we Mississippi is supposed to be the hospitality state.
Okay. Okay. So now, how do you about your bottling process? Are you coming up with the labels yourself? Like, are you creating those, or do you have an
Well,
outside?
I can't put the image for the bottle. I'm about to change it. I'm just trying to see how I'm gonna go. But the ones I have, I came up with the image, and I just had, I told somebody what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
They did it perfect, and they printed it, and I have labels. I just stick it on a bottle,
Mm-hmm.
wrap it up, put it in a box, ship it off.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm so glad that I got to talk to you. I'm so fascinated by this whole process, in that you had a passion for it a long time ago. So this wasn't just something that, like, oh, I think I'm gonna get in the bourbon game. This wasn't like a run of the mill type of I want something to do with my time type of thing. You thought about it, you did your research, and you are, in the terms of the people, good folks from Mississippi, the first Black owned bourbon company from Mississippi. So you got to say, you got to put that out there somewhere.
Right, right.
So what, in 5 years, what do you see for DiverGents Bourbon?
In 5 years,
In 5 years.
God's willing, and hopefully I'll still be alive. I'll still be making bourbon, but it'll be the number one bourbon amongst everybody.
Okay. Now see, that I like that. I like that, because you always got, I always say you got to put it out into existence. And if you don't put it out into existence, everybody gonna know that, right?
Right.
So, and the way I found you was, I think Cigar Lounge and Podcast had, I think he had your bourbon, and I'm like, and I'm getting into bourbon now, and this was a few months ago, and he was like, well, you got to try this DiverGents Bourbon. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm new to bourbon, so I don't know.
That was Stogie Bros.
Stogie Bros. Okay, that's who it was. Okay, yeah.
Remember, you're gonna start your bourbon journey because you just want to get into bourbon. I remember that.
Right. And I was like, and I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying tasting different bourbons and getting to know them. And I got a few that I really like, and some that I really don't like, that I would drink, but it wouldn't be my favorite. Like, but it changes, because at first, and I can say it, I didn't like Elijah Craig when I first tried it, but now I enjoy it. It's not like I dislike it like I did the first time. And I think it was because I was doing shots, which I didn't know you weren't supposed to do with bourbon.
No.
So that could have been part of the reason.
But I mean, you're on a bourbon journey, and it's a fun journey to be on. Like right now, like people ask me all the time, like, why do you still buy alcohol? I tell them, like, these people are my competition.
Mm-hmm.
I got to make sure if they taste change, I need to make sure mine stay the same. I need to make sure mine stay right here where the people like it and wanted it. I don't want to grab a bottle of Maker's Mark or Buffalo Trace and be like, okay, that bottle was good. Then buy another bottle and be like, it tastes totally different.
Right. Because
that's why
that I do not like. I don't like if I buy something and I know what it's supposed to be and then it's different. Like I used to be a Coke drinker and I stopped drinking Coke when they changed their formula. I'm like, I don't like this no more. I want the old thing. Right. Oh my, listen, I'm 56. I don't like change. I don't take change too well. I bought a box of Fruit Loops the other week and they had marshmallows in it. I nearly lost my mind. What's happening? I want Fruit Loops. I don't want Loops with marshmallows. Like, what's happening here? So, and I didn't eat it either. So, but you know what? That is such a good point because once people get to know Diver Gents Bourbon, they are expecting a certain level of quality from you. And if it changes, they're going to let you know now because they are harder on a Black-owned business.
And that's why I do everything myself.
See, and now people know. People, you got it. For people to understand what you do, is it hard explaining it to them why you do everything on your own?
Yeah, because they, people like I have so many people who then came to me and wanted to invest. I'm talking about big money. But like I told them, I can't, no, I don't want your money simply because my clientele is not that big. But if we do this and do that, you can get your clientele up. Yeah, but buying a machine to do what I do by hand, right? It's good. Yeah, I'd be filling 1,000 bottles a day, but there's no love pouring from the machine into what you're doing.
I love that.
I love everybody who support me, who thought about supporting me, who want to support me in a way. And when you drink my bourbon, you drinking the love I put into that bottle.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. That, you know what? That sums it up right there. You are giving a product full of love. And you know what our grandmothers used to say? If you're doing it with love, you'll be able to taste it.
Exactly.
So exactly. I can't wait to get me a bottle. Okay, so because I have now had your bourbon, what should I order first?
Oh, your bottle already coming. It was been a delay on my glasses and my bottles and stuff. So some came Saturday, some came today when I got home. So yours would be in the mail tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be a surprise, and I'm gonna go right on Instagram Live when I get it too. I'm gonna be like,
I told you I'm gonna send you a bottle. I just been, and then especially with the holidays, like right before Christmas, I sold completely out of everything. Everything.
Is that a congratulations or is that that put you behind?
No, no. Now my bottle's been on back order, put me behind, but I mean that was selling out. That's a good thing because like I do pop-up events and stuff like that. I always sell out. There's no, I mean, I'm guaranteed to. I think it's one time I came home with like one paint.
Wow.
Out of like 65 bottles. So.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I like to see it. I'm here for it. And anything that I can do to support, I'm going to support it. So as soon as I get this, I can't wait. I'm going to pick out me a cigar and I'm going to go right on live. I'm going to bring you on live when I get it so I can taste it while we can have a drink together. How's that?
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Like I'm always like somebody get it. I'll be like, hey, just make a post about it. Good or bad, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, because I know everybody's not going to like my product. My product is not for everybody.
Okay.
Just like whatever. Everything. You can't like everything.
Right.
So I already know that some people will be like, well, it ain't for me. Okay. Thank you for trying it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, if you bought a bottle and you didn't like it, give it to somebody who you think might like it.
Right.
And just, tell them it's from me, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
That's
okay. I like it. Well, I thank you for joining me today.
I
I'm
think
so
I have.
happy I got to meet you virtually. I'm going to be doing. I'm actually coming south during this summer. I'm taking a show on the road, so I'm going to. And it's funny because I have a friend who has family in Mississippi, and I can't remember at what part of Mississippi, but I know it's in Mississippi. So hopefully, when I travel down there, I will be close enough that we can meet up, have a cigar, and have a drink.
All you gotta do is call me, let me know, and I'm on the road.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm on
Don't
the road. I'm riding.
because listen, it's going to be the Coco Cigar Cutie Road Tour this year.
I heard that.
So again, you are DiverGents Bourbon on Instagram. You are DiverGents Bourbon Hospitality.
No, Facebook is DiverGents Homemade Bourbon,
Okay.
and then on Instagram is DiverGents_Bourbon.
Okay, so people, you heard that. Go follow him. Make sure you look on Instagram. Do you have the lineup that you have of your bourbons?
No, not on that page. Not on the page I have now. So because I haven't made a business page just yet, because I'm actually turning my man cave around actually and adding stuff to it so I can do that for that purpose.
Okay.
But if somebody hit me up and they want to know what I have, I shoot them a list of everything I have on hand, and usually I try to keep everything on hand, because, usually of each flavor I do 15 gallons.
Okay.
So, I try to have everything on hand. I try to. It just depends who want what and how fast it goes.
Okay. So you heard it. If you want it, go message him on Instagram or message him on Facebook. He'll send you a list of what he has, and you will go from there. As soon as I get mine, we're gonna go live. So I want you all to join me. When I go live, we're gonna share a drink, we're gonna share a cigar, and I'm gonna review it live right while I'm drinking it. So you're gonna get it live and uncut.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining me today. And
thank you for having me.
I'm gonna get ready to watch this Georgia TCU game matchup tonight.
Yeah, me too.
I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week, and still prayers up for Damar Hamlin. He was released from the hospital. So he's back in Buffalo now. So, prayers do work. So
go Dolphins.
Yeah.
Go Dolphins.
Well, okay. Yeah.
We ain't
gonna talk about what my team did yesterday.
I did that for a reason.
I know. I'm still rocking my blue and silver though, so they ain't get the whole star today because they just was trash yesterday, but it's okay. It's okay.
Indeed.
So you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later.
You too, love. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.